Good morning, guys, and welcome to yet another session. Okay, let me just do one or two things. Let me post the link on Telegram. I know they are waiting. I'm sorry, guys, I'm about 7 minutes late. But anyhow, let's see what we can find today. Let's see what we can find. Right here. Okay. So basically what we have on our screen today, we're going to be looking for some, trying to see if we can get some trades to get into. As you can imagine, it's a busy, week, partly because of all the news events coming out of the States, coming out of America, but we'll see what we can find. Let me just take you there. Let's start with that one. Let's start with the news for the week. Okay. There we go. So you can see, let me just pull this up. I mean, this is the news event website for Forex, well, for traders really. If you basically click on, if you type in forexfactory.com, it brings this up. Also, if you are anywhere else on the page and you click on the logo, it brings you back to the home page. But what we're going to do now is to have a look at the page which shows us the calendar for the whole week. So we'll click on calendar there, and we can see what we have. So that was yesterday, Monday. That is gone now. So let's scroll a bit. This news event basically moved the market. Well, it moved Aussie related pairs, overnight. When I say overnight, obviously I'm trading from the UK, so Australian time is some hours ahead of us, if you like. So basically, this moved the news when it was nighttime over here. I mean, perhaps we could have a look at some Aussie related pairs later today, just to see how we can trade them. Okay, so that's the rest of the day. It's currently about just past 9 in the UK. So this is where we're going to be looking at the chart from. 8 o'clock going down. They all seem to be red folder events. Sorry, not red, yellow folder events. As you can see, it says when you put your cursor on it, it says low impact expected. So when these news events or reports are announced or take place, these yellow folder events are expected to move the news perhaps in a very little way or in no way whatsoever. That's why it says low impact. I mean, as of the red folder, high impact. So definitely you want to be trying to stay away from the news unless you are trading the news when you have these events that are marked as red folders. The orange folder or gold is medium, impact that is expected. So for today, that is over. The rest of the day, seems to be good, at least as it relates to, those trading in Europe. If you are trading America, then obviously, you want to watch out for this particular time. Just Google your own time, your corresponding time in your nation or country, and you should know when. So the news events that would likely impact the markets this week are all these ones, as it relates to me anyway. We have the ADP on Wednesday. You can see we have that on Wednesday. I mean, to be honest with you, the ADP doesn't always tend to move the news much. This is, if you like, what you might want to call, do I call it the wannabe NFP? On Friday, let me just go to Friday first. On Friday, we have the NFP, non-farm payrolls, employment, rate and all that. You will find that the first Friday of every month is the NFP. And always you will tend to find, or most of the time you tend to find that we have the ADP version of NFP, on Wednesday, just in case you didn't know that. So we have NFP on Fridays, the ADP NFP, if you like, on Wednesdays. So the ADP is an organization that basically, I would say, to find time to look into it, an organization that basically, tries to predict what you will get on the NFP. Whereas the NFP, would show the actual report. Where is it now? The NFP would show the actual, report. This was the NFP, previous NFP. That's, let's look at it there. You can see that's the previous NFP. That's the forecast. Then the actual is what we're going to find on the third column. So the third column is still empty, but by the time the news comes out, the actual figures would be here. So like I say, these are the actual results, the actual statistics, for NFP. I won't be going much into that this morning, but the ADP is, the projection. It's like somebody saying, when the results come out, we will publish it. And the ADP, on the other hand, an organization will come out and say, this is what we believe it's going to be. So this is their own forecast. So it doesn't tend to move the market much all the time, but sometimes it does. So I'll be watching out for this, this week. Anyhow, then there's the ISM services PMI, price, the price index. On Thursday, we have this, going to be affecting mainly the British pound. So we can see it's kind of like a news-laden week. The week is going to be loaded with lots of various news events, especially as from tomorrow, Wednesday. So I would just say, to be on the lookout. In the meantime, just to have a quick glance at our, some of the trades we've been in for some time. We posted this, like last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? You can see the price is still pushing down. The Euro New Zealand dollar, has been doing quite well. If you got in the trade here, it went up slightly. It didn't hit stop loss. Then it began to go down. We got a second opportunity here, so it still has a way to go. I mean, we're going to be switching over to the MT4 soon, just so that you can, well, that's where we do get into the trades, really, isn't it? So that's that. We might come back to this just to quickly have a glance at this. Then we have pound Canadian dollar. Pound Canadian dollar, that's also doing quite well. It's going well. We're going to come back and do some further analysis, to see where we can get back in, on this and other pairs. That is our beloved GJ, pound JPY. You can see it took off here. It's been going up, and I believe it's still going to go up further. It's just on a bit of a pullback. There isn't any one here. We had something for USD CAD, but obviously the harmonic patterns. I mean, you can see it's just harmonic patterns I'm looking at here. I think I'm going to start drawing up head and shoulder again. We used to do that, and we've kind of like put that in the back burner, but we're going to go back to it. Now, the other one that we were trading was CAD JPY. CAD JPY, did well as well. It basically just went and hit stop and hit take profit. You can see here, basically just went and hit the take profit and it's come back down. Now the question is, do we look to get in again? I won't be rushing into it. I mean, another one I'm looking at now is where is it? It's UAD JPY. There's a harmonic pattern I've spotted here. I'll be drawing it out, perhaps during the course of this session or maybe later on. I'm posting it in the Telegram group. So guys, if you are not part of the Telegram group, you want to join our free Telegram group where we, post, a lot of these signals, obviously not every single thing, but last week, I was very generous. I posted about 4 and they all hit take profit. Well, they hit, part of their take profit, they hit some take profit points. You can see this one was one of them. It has not hit the final take profit, but if you got in here, then as of last week, you were able to have hit about 90. You can see it's come back to where it was. I mean, it went up, it's come back down now. But anyway, not to spend too much time on this. So what we are going to be doing, today is looking to take some trades. I know we've not been taking a lot of trades, during the live trading session. We've basically been doing a lot of analysis, posting this in the Telegram group, even me telling you where I'm looking to get into the trade, and yes, even telling you that I am getting into the trade. Because when you come on live sessions like these, guys, you would not really always find trades to get into straight away. You would not always get trades to get into straight away. So that's why I would usually say, let's wait, and check what's happening on the Telegram group. I usually would post these charts on Telegram and tell you when I'm about to jump in. So that's why perhaps you might want to join the Telegram group. I'm just looking at lower time frame now, to see, even though I said I was going to come back to this. Okay, I will come back to this. So let's go back. Let's switch over to the MT4 now and see, what we can find there, to get into. These are usually, obviously, the harmonic patterns that I tend to draw usually are on the 4 hour, sometimes on the 1 hour, but they are swing trades. When we come on live sessions, I'm really looking for day trades, sometimes scalp trades. Who knows? We might get some scalping opportunities today. Let's just see what we can find. So I'm going to switch back now to the MT4 and let's get it on. Okay. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, let me just put on some music in the background while I do some going back and forth. So that's, I'm going to be posting, let me post the link to our Telegram channel, just in case you are not part of it. Let's post the link to our Telegram channel. So, and one of the reasons why I was showing you the news event website is basically because you have to be very careful this week, really. The market is not going to be as usual. And by that, I mean, it's not necessarily going to go the way you would want it to go, this week. It will not necessarily go the way you want it to go this week. I can see some of you are liking the YouTube channel already. Yes, thank you, thank you. That's exactly what to do. That's the spirit, guys. All right, yes, I know my camera is not on today. My camera is not on today. Let's go back to, okay. So now some of you might be wondering, what on earth is this? I know you've hardly ever seen my chart. You know, you've hardly ever seen me, you know, with a naked chart like this, except on Telegram, where, well, which I've usually marked up. So these indicators, guys, is what I'm going to be offering, you know, you today. If you're interested, just reach out to me, and I'll tell you how to lay hold on this indicator. You know, it's the indicator we call, oh dear, I think I call it the wrong name on YouTube. Let me see. Okay, I called it the wrong name on YouTube. But this indicator, I've got so many indicators, guys, so many. You know, this indicator is known as the precision trader. I was going to call the other name as well. You know, even though the name is there, I won't even call it so that you don't get it mixed up. The name I'll only mention for the indicator on here today is the one we have before us, and that is called the precision trader. So with this precision trader, you can see the balls there. You can see the balls there. It's best for swing trading, really. Well, okay, for day trading and swing trading. Not so much for scalping. You know, I have other indicators for scalping, but these ones are for day trading and medium to long-term trading. Now, when you see the ball, the blue ball here, you know, you should be looking to sell. You know, when you see the white one, looking to buy. I mean, I suppose that's easy to remember. If you see the white balls, you should be looking to buy. If you see the red, why am I saying red? You know, if you see the blue ball, you should be looking to sell. Okay, now, the offer basically is, I'm going to be, you know, I did post in the Telegram group yesterday saying, you know, people have been, you know, just pestering me with saying, you know, lifetime membership. How about lifetime membership? You know, because I usually, you know, run a subscription-based, you know, mentorship and all that. And, you know, but, you know, if people really want the life membership, perhaps they think it's going to work out for them, you know, better financially. I thought myself, okay, why not? Why not? Now, what I am going to be offering, I'm going to be perhaps doing another video or posting more information on the Telegram channel, is that one of the things you'll be getting as part of the life membership would be this indicator. So I thought I might as well, you know, do some demonstration today as to how to use it. I mean, it's straightforward. I mean, what you see on the chart now, you basically, you know, most of the time you can trade it as it is, in the sense when you get a white ball, you just buy. You get a blue ball, you sell. But not all the time. Most of the time you can do that. You know, but that obviously is part of the training I provide the members. For instance, if you see here, if you had entered a sell here, you would have made some good profits. I mean, even if, I mean, this is the 1 hour time frame. This, what pair is this? This is GJ. GJ, the beloved pair the beloved pair of most traders. If you had sold, you'd have got some profits here. Obviously, I will be teaching you how to get in. I mean, you know, it's good if you know price action. That is part of what I teach as well anyway. You know, so you'll be basically using price action to determine where to get out. You can see it tells you when to get in. It doesn't tell you where to get out. I mean, come on, guys. You want to do some of your own work as well. You know, so I would show you how to get in or when to get in and where to get out. Most of the time, when you see the balls, you can just buy or sell. You know, but where to get in, where to get out is what, you know, one of the things I'll be teaching you. There are going to be times when you don't want to get in, even when you see the ball. Like I said, all these 3 balls would have given you some good trades. This one came up here, you know, a pullback, there was another opportunity. Each time you can see is giving you at least 80 pips. Obviously here gave a lot more. But on this occasion, if you had sold here, you would have only gotten so much. You would have only gotten so much. I mean, wow. I suppose you could have used that, as a day trade. I perhaps would not have taken this. I perhaps would not have taken this. I mean, it's maybe because I know, what's behind the indicator itself. But I'm also just looking at this, you can see, going with price action, not to enter this. You know not to be selling here. Why? You can see there's an inverse head and shoulder there. There's an inverse head and shoulder here. So you know not to really, be selling here. I mean, that goes there, forms the left shoulder, comes, breaks below. And obviously this is now the shoulder level, and boom, So yes, with indicator, you could trade with indicator, but I'm going to also train you to have an eye for candles and what patterns are on there, so that you are able to trade them. So my life mentorship, I'm not going to be saying how much it is for the life mentorship on here. I would instead post it in the Telegram channel. My whole thing is not really to promote my service on YouTube. It's basically to trade live with you, but I'm making mention of it because this is part of what I'm going to be giving the lifetime members, which basically means you will have this indicator for life. Well, when we say life, it basically means as long as I am alive and able. God forbid any bad thing happen to me, but as long as I'm alive, and I'm still trading, you could have this indicator. Okay, so let me just quickly run through some examples. I mean, it goes without saying, this is the 1 hour time frame on GJ. Obviously, you can use it on higher time frames as well, but do you really want to be, well, fine. If you're a swing trader, after all, we do swing using harmonic patterns. So if you got in here, for instance, you would have swung, taking the swing and come as much as 400 pips or so, or even if you came here as it began to pull back up, if you wanted to stay in, depending on how many pips you already had, you could have basically been able to to get all these pips. The 1 hour is really the lowest time frame I would advise you trade this on. I mean, you can definitely trade it on. On the 15. I would say, if anything, the 15 is the least. But as with trading generally, the higher the time frame, the greater the probability of you, winning the trade, getting more pips and profits, from the trade. So, I would advise you do it, on the 1 hour time frame. But fine, even if you decide to go, with the 15-minute time frame, well, that's still fine. That's still fine. You just have to be, a bit more experienced to do that. So what I'm going to do now, I've just gotten a signal, well, you would also obviously, as part of the as part of the lifetime membership, you will also have access to, my signals as well. You will also have access to my signals. I've just gotten a signal now on USD CHF, even though I would say that I am a bit, wary of trading USD pairs this week, just because of all the US news coming out, later in the week. So I'm a bit cautious. But let's have a look at some of these pairs. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. 1 minute. Let's do this. I did say I was going to play music in the background, so let me do that. And we're going to try and find some trades. No rush, guys. Don't panic. No rush. Let's take. I know it's a London session. There is volume here, but let's do this right. Okay. So welcome all those joining us on YouTube. Let me know where you are watching from today, where you are looking to trade from. I'm trading from the United Kingdom. So say hello there and let us know where you are trading from. Okay, let's go. Right. Right. I'll be back shortly just to see what trades we can find using using Precision Trader. Let's see if we can get some trades today. Okay, so let's go. Let's see what trades we can find. So this is pound JPY. Let's go to, we can see the last signal that came on the 1 hour time frame basically was for a sell. You would enter at the close of the candle that lines up with the ball. That's what it is. With the Precision Trader balls, it does not repent in the sense that when it pops up here, it's going to stay there. It's not going to switch from here to there and keep moving. That is obviously recipe for disaster. I always say when I first started trading, I used to use indicators, someone else's indicator, which just kept on moving. You get a signal here, and before you know it, it's moved, and you're thinking, come on, make up your mind. Where do I get in? So these ones do not repent. Anyway, so let's go to the 15. Let's go to a 15-minute time frame. You can see, pretty much you would have gotten a few pips here, but like I said, the 1 hour is the least time frame, the lowest time frame I would advise you use it on. So let's stick to the 1 hour. With GJ, I'm not quite now with GJ, it's been in an overall uptrend, but it's been pulling back for the last couple of weeks or so. So you want to definitely know what's happening on the chart. One of the ways in which to know whether to go with the Precision Trader indicators is perhaps, if you also have an idea of the overall trend. Like I said a while ago, when you don't have to take all the signals. Like this one, for instance, yes, the overall trend, as at least as you can see here, there was an inverse head and shoulder, so you would have known not to take this one. I mean, otherwise, if you know the overall trend is generally, bullish, you don't want to be selling. There are a few more other things that would, I would teach you or show you as to how to use it. Very easy and straightforward. I mean, you might want to draw trend lines and all that, but really, like I said, most of the time you can see it and just get into it and just get into a trade without much further analysis. After all, if it's an indicator, if it's a good indicator, you don't have to do a whole lot more analysis, in addition, so that's what it is. So let's check some other pairs. Let's see if we can find some trades, today or straight away. Okay, I wonder why there is that big push there. Let me see. There isn't any. We checked a while ago. There isn't any news that there isn't any news so much affecting the pound today. Okay, well, I mean, yes, we know one of the reasons why the price would move is when it gets to certain levels. So we're not surprised that this is happening here. We're not surprised that is happening there. Like I said earlier on, I want to focus on us getting some trades this morning. It's about 8:38 here now. So we'll be finished. We'll be spending at least 1 hour together. We started one about 10 past 8 or so. So we'll be here for at least 1 hour. But this time we'll be focusing on finding trades to get into, not just looking at the chart, for possible trades to take later. I'm just going to have some music in the background and analyze some charts. And then I'll come back explaining and telling you what I plan to do and the trades we possibly can take straight away. Hello, Cecilia. Welcome, welcome, welcome from Kenya. Yes, nice one. So guys, let's know where you are trading from. Let's know where you're trading from, what part of the world. I'm reaching you here today from the UK. Okay, I'm just going to go through a couple of charts, a couple of pairs, and we will decide on what is best to get into immediately. Like every other indicator, you might choose to combine it with other indicators. Okay, so that's the one I was referring to earlier on. That's the Aussie dollar I was referring to earlier on. So we see there was a big push overnight the news that took place in Aussie land. Okay, so I mean, it's currently at a point where I would not so much be taking it. I mean, you only need to look left. I mean, this is where we are. You only need to look left and see it is at some key level. This is the daily time frame. So what I'll be looking to do with this one, even though, like I say, I mean, I'm probably going to be repeating this over and over again, throughout this session today, because of the US news events coming up this week, I'm going to be careful trading US related pairs. I suppose you could still, look to day trade them today and possibly tomorrow. But after tomorrow, I would not be looking to get into US related pairs unless I'm already in. So anyway, this is where we are on the daily. If you look left, you can see it's at the key level here, structure high. This is definitely an area I want to watch. I'll be looking for a break above or below it to even get into that trade. So this is not, a trade I want to even jump into just yet. So let's look at other pairs. Let's see. Okay, this is the 1 hour time frame. When it comes to marking up your charts, when it comes to different levels of support and resistance, I do factor in the weeks. But obviously, we all do it differently. Some people would basically place it on the body of the candle. That is basically, where the week starts. But I would say, to use what you might want to consider, an average, just kind of like eyeball it and decide what works for you. We can see price, has not quite closed above this area for some time. If you consider this red line, so the probability of price going above it and closing above, might be quite low. Obviously, we know resistance does tend to get broken eventually. So I would have it there. I mean, usually when I'm trading, I would draw a box anyway. I would draw a box to give me a better visual of what I'm looking to trade. I would most likely usually do that. But we're having a quick glance today to see what we can find. This one is not going to be traded by me just yet, so I won't be focusing on that. Let's just see what we can find. Let's see what we can find. I do want us to get a trade at least today on this, during this session. I want us to get a trade. Okay. Right. Let's find some trades. So I am doing some multi-time frame analysis. Woo! Come on now. Now, notice, guys, what I'm looking to do, like I said, is to see if we can find some day trades, maybe medium-term trades, a trade we could get in and close today. Otherwise, it could be a trade we'll get into today and close in a day or two, but preferably a day trade. So even though I am doing multi-time frame analysis, which basically means looking at various time frames, I'll be looking to get in on the 15-minute time frame. So never mind, the indicator, in a sense, the precision trader, which is the white and the blue balls. Never mind if on the higher time frame, like here, it's saying to sell, that is the blue, it's suggesting to sell, because obviously on the lower time frame, it could give you a buy. We know that, for those of us who trade price action, we know, that it is the case that, the direction on the higher time frame, if it's saying to sell and it's a buy on the lower, it's just a pullback. The lower time frame is just in the pullback. So, just be mindful of that, because you might be wondering, oh, how come it says sell here on the daily and perhaps on the, well, okay, fine, it's saying sell here. Let's go to the 30 minutes, the 1 hour. Okay, I mean, this is not the best example because it's not quite saying something different. It seems to be saying the same thing on all time frames, which is good as well. I suppose that is very good. If on the 15 is saying to sell, on the 30 is saying to sell, the blue ball, 1 hour sell. Well, a lot has, whoa, that was a powerful one. On the 4 hour is saying to sell, the last signal was a sell. That tells us something, that it is definitely selling. I mean, GJ has been in a strong uptrend, but it's pulled back, it's been pulling back, in the last couple of days, so, the indicator is telling us to still sell. Again, it depends on your style of trading. It depends on, whether you are a day trader or a swing trader, as in medium to long term. That's basically what you will go with. So I am looking for day trades. So I would not so much, focus on any discrepancy between the higher and the lower time frames. So let's look for trades we can get today. Let's look for trades we can jump in today. Right, yo. Right. I mean, when it comes to trading, we know we need to be patient. We know we need to be patient. So what I'm going to do is to basically, what I tend to do is to select the best pairs here. We might possibly get into one or two, and then I would give you the points at which I'll be looking to jump into the others. So we're going to select the best, as it were. I definitely have my eye on pound CHF. I've been watching it for some days. I mean, we do have a bullish harmonic pattern on the pound CHF. We're most likely going to be jumping into it. We are most likely going to be jumping into it. We have a bullish butterfly pattern, you know, on the pound CHF. We have a bullish butterfly pattern here. You know, I'll be posting that. I'll draw it up and post it in the chat later on in the Telegram group. So, you know, like I say, I mean, we come here looking for trades. We don't always find trades to jump into straight away, you know, but this looks like one we can, you know, we can jump into. It looks like one we can jump into, and it's a good risk to reward, as it were, as well. Let me see. Yeah, we can get a good 1 to 2 on this one. We can get a good 1 to 2 risk to reward on this one. Let me just Right. This is the 4-hour time frame. Like I said, I mean, I prefer to have my harmonic patterns marked up or drawn out on the 4-hour, because it gives us, one, it gives us time to get into the trade. It gives us time to get into the trade. And two, it gives us a good risk to reward. I mean, with harmonic patterns, you basically just know where to get out. I mean, if we get in here now, we'll be targeting all the way here. I mean, that is some good risk to reward. So if we're to get in here, this is pound CHF, guys, pound CHF, pound CHF, pound CHF. Let's use blue. So if we look to get in here, you know, from here to there, that's like 210 pips. Not too bad, not too bad. If you have your stop loss here, that'll be like 50 pips. If you have it at the bottom there, that's like 90. Now, guess what, guys? Guess what? I mean, even if you, I mean, from here, like I said, from here to here is about 200 pips. Let's just say 200 pips. I know it's 211 there, but let's just say 200 pips. So even if you were to have your, stop loss at 100, which obviously I'm not suggesting you do, you know, but even if you were to have your stop loss at 100, that would be a good 1 to 2 risk to reward. But I believe we've got better than that, you know. So let me just isn't it wonderful, guys, that we can come on the stream and get a trade straight away? We don't tend to get that often, do we? We don't tend to get trades straight away. But I'm also going to be posting this in the Telegram group, guys. You know, so if you're watching this on replay, I mean, we are live now, but if you see this later on, you know to join the Telegram group and get, you know, details of the trade. So what I'm trying to do is just to show you, even if we were to use 100 pip stop loss, that's not what I'm using though. But even if we were to use 100 pip stop loss from here to there, you know, about 100 or so, that'd be 100 stop loss, and targeting there, that's 200 pips. Now, what you must know, as with every pattern, every strategy, well, I suppose somebody will come and say, my strategy, hits take profit all the time. My strategy is what they call it now, the holy grail. Well, I don't know if there's any holy grail out there, but if you say yours is, but that's fine. But what I'm getting at is, even though this would be our final take profit, that point there, even though that would be our final take profit, this area, kind of like stop loss, take profit. Let me make this a different color. Let's make that, let's leave that as blue and make this red. You know what that means, danger, danger. Let's make it maroon, that's easier on the eyes. So if this was the stop loss and that's the take profit, you basically know we will not always hit it all the time, but at least, as you've seen with most of our harmonic patterns, I'll be showing you them again soon. It will sometimes give us maybe some of the pips and not get there. Other times it just goes and hits it. Not necessarily with one big move, but it does a zigzag going up and down. You know what I mean? Price never moves in a straight line. Instead, it moves in zigzags, like this, up, down, up, down. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. So that's basically what we are hoping would happen. And again, it's a swing trade. 200 pips is not something you get all the time, in one day. I mean, even with this 4-hour candle, you can see that gave about 100 pips. That's a big candle. This one gave about 100 pips on the 4-hour. So even if we get 100 pips today, yes, that'll be very good. So I'm getting into this trade now. I know some people are looking at it and thinking, oh, doesn't the Ichimoku tell you that if you're under the cloud, you should be selling? Yes. Ichimoku tells us that, but we know there are times when, we can break the rules. There are times when we break the rules. No system, whether it's the Ichimoku, no indicator, moving averages, MACD, RSI, none of them is perfect. Price is king. I'm not so much looking at the Ichimoku here now. I'm seeing it, but that's not what I'm looking at. What I'm focusing on is price action. I'm seeing, way through the indicators there, and seeing price action, and it tells me it's going up. So I'm going to jump in this trade now, guys. I'm going to jump in this trade now. This is pound CHF for a buy, and I'll tell you where my levels are for stop loss and take profit. I'm jumping in this trade. I'm jumping in this trade now for a buy. Okay, let's close this. Let's do this. I'm having one more look. Obviously, I know, if there are people trading with me, if there are people taking my trades, then we want a situation whereby, you don't come back saying, oh, Francis gave me a losing trade. As though I win all the time. I don't win the trades all the time, guys. I'm just going with what I see, and So this is going to be pulling back up before it continues down. That's one of the things about harmonic patterns. Okay, I'm going to be entering this on one of my accounts. Okay. Right here, right here. So what I'm going to do is, break down, I mean, like I said, this is the final take profit. We've entered a buy here now, or I have entered a buy. I'm not sure if you're entering. If you enter, well, the risk is not mine, but yours. I mean, you enter based on your own, discretion. I mean, you could decide to enter, but I'm telling you what I'm doing. So I'm entering here, targeting that as a final take profit. Where would I be looking to take profit? TP1, 2, or maybe 3. Let's do that. Let's do that. Now, I'll tell you what I'll do, guys. I mean, just to give the market more room. I mean, we know, looking at this, that is, definitely an area of support, but let's use what you might consider the very lows of that move. This was where the move started. So let's, have our stop loss there. So the stop loss would be like, 80 pips, targeting, targeting 210. But obviously we can tell that is still, as a matter of fact, if you were to look left here, I mean, I could place my I could place the final take profit here, because if you look here, you can see there's a clean candle there. It could go that high, but going with the harmonic pattern that I see, this is basically where you will be having your last TP. So if the price decides to go higher, that will be a bonus for us. Okay, so where would I be looking to take profit, along the way? Okay, so let's see. Like in trading, you don't basically just set arbitrary numbers, say, oh, TP120, TP120 or 30, TP250. No, it's best to use, various levels that you find on the chart, maybe structure or areas of support and resistance, as where you would want to have take profit. So with that being said, this is the 4 hour. Let's see if we can use the 1 hour. Oh yeah, actually that's better to use the 1 hour. We don't want to necessarily go lower, do we? No, let's use the 1 hour for our TPs. So basically this is where we entered. That's where we entered. That's where we entered. And with this, even though this is where I'm saying we jump in, if we get a pullback, you can still get in. Because after all, it's not hit the, it's not gotten to the stop loss yet. So if you get, If it goes, if it drops for you, that'll be you having a better entry. So with that being said, I'll be looking to take profit here. That'll be like 30 pips. Well, it so happens to be 30 pips. Now, you might wonder why or how am I deciding to have it there? You just have to look left. Traders, you always have to look left. Look left and you can see there is some sort of resistance there. So you want to be taking profit, not bang on this area really, that's the line, but you want to be getting out, before it even gets there. If it gets there, if it gets there, because what could happen, just like price does a zigzag, it could go up, down, up, down, up. Before getting to that line, it goes down again before continuing up eventually. So we'll be having that. Like I said, I'll be posting the TP1, 2, and 3 in the Telegram group. So the link, if you're watching on YouTube, the link is has been posted in the chat there. The link has been posted in the chat there for you to join. So thank you again, guys, for hitting the like button for me. If you have clicked on the like button, don't do it again, because if you click on it the second time, it's going to unlike what you've just liked. So you only like it once. You only click on it once. So that's, TP1. Let's look for TP2. TP2. Yeah, that's a good area as well. So TP1, TP2. TP1 is around about 30. TP2 is around about 60. Oh, we seem like we're going to be having TP4 up to TP4, it seems. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why not? If that is our final stop, like we're in a coach or something. If that is our final stop, then that's most likely going to be TP4. So where else do we go for the take profit? Guys, you always want to know where to come out. One of the good things about trading is knowing where to get in and where to get out. It's important. I am going to be managing this trade, so if you guys get a feel of what I'm doing, obviously, if you're members of Generational Wealth, elite members or VIP, you perhaps would have an idea of where to get out and how to manage this trade. But I am going to be managing this trade on the Telegram group, because I suppose it's a duty. If you are getting into trades with me based on my own analysis, you might want to see how I manage it, going on or moving forward. So I'm going to be managing this trade. This is not a day trade, guys. It's not a day trade unless the price moves all the way, to, I don't know, TP2 or even more. Then obviously you want to either come out of the trade or take partial position depending on your account size. But it's not a day trade. It's a trade we're going to be in, possibly, for some days, if not weeks. But the good thing is, this is a pound pair. We know it does tend to move, it does move well. Let's go to the daily time frame. We're spending time on this. We found this pair, we found this trade. We might as well spend time on it and do some proper analysis on it. I mean, just look at the daily time frame, for instance, you get an idea of by how much pips, how many pips pound CHF delivers in a day. I mean, yesterday, for instance, let's make this bigger. This is yesterday. Yesterday, it moved by about 57 pips. The day before, about 80-something pips. The previous day, 50 pips, 60, 70. And so on average, looking at this now, we see that pound CHF delivers about 65, 70 pips, on average. per day. Today, it has already moved about 38 pips. So if it delivers about 70 pips on average, which basically means it could give us a few more pips today. That's if it decides to move up. Sometimes, yes, even though we're buying, it could go down before it moves up, but we will see how that goes. My concern, obviously, with this one now, looking at this candle, is that, even if it pushes up today to line up with yesterday's high, it could end up, retracing by the end of the day, a bit. But hey, like I said, it's not what's the word? It's not a day trade as such, so it's a trade I intend to be in for some days. Now, I know, obviously, some of you, there might be some experienced traders here. You are looking at the setup and you are saying, oh, well, for the last couple of days, it's been going down, there's some selling pressure. Well, yes, we do have selling pressure, just like we had some selling pressure here. But at some point, the selling pressure eases off and, we get buying pressure. So I believe it's come to, the end of that selling pressure, and we are now going to be moving up. I mean, looking at this, there is what you might say, okay, let's not even go there. I mean, I was going to say, talk of some, other patterns I trade that could confirm that, yes, this thing is most likely going to be going up. But anyway, that is my bias on this. That's my bias on this. And that's my bias on that. So that's, applying the trend line on the 4-hour. I am going to be managing the trade, like I said. So basically, I've drawn the trend line now. Even if I have this area as my stop loss, if it comes and breaks this trend line and it breaks maybe this low, then I'll be looking to manage the trade. Who knows? I might decide to get out of the trade altogether, or stay in and see what happens next. Because consider the fact that, yes, this is some kind of support here. If it breaks this, what? Let me take the Chimoku off so that we have a clearer chart. So if it comes below and breaks here, so if it breaks this trend line and breaks this, level of support, then we would it might be heading down there. So I might decide to come out of the trade once it breaks this trend line, if it breaks it, and not wait for it to break, this, low level support. So you can see, this is definitely support on the 1-hour time frame. Anyway, so that's the trade we are in, and we are going to, well, I'm going to stay in that trade and see how it plays out. So this is, I believe, some more detailed analysis than we have done before on the during the live session, and it's all good. Okay, so let's just now complete this. So we got on this, let's go to the 1-hour. We got in here, that's TP1, TP2. Let's look for TP3. I mean, TP4 is high up in the sky. That's TP4. Well, TP1, TP2, TP. Okay, now we've got it, and so that's fine. So, the entry here, TP1, entry as usual with me is the broken dotted lines. TP1, TP2, TP3, and TP4. You see, as you go higher, the final take profit, the ranges get bigger. Fine, fine, fine. Okay, so that's my first trade for the day, guys. My first trade for the day. Okay, thank you guys for joining. Some of you have just joined the Telegram. I can see you've just joined the Telegram group, Telegram channel. Now say hello to me, guys. Once you join the Telegram, say hello to me. Let me get to know ya. Let me get to know ya. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I know we've been here for more than 1 hour, but let's just see if we can find one more. Let's see if we can find one more trade to get into. You know what I'll do? I will draw up the harmonic pattern on this pound CHF. I'll draw it now on Telegram and basically let you see it. You know, in the meantime, I'll have some music in the background. You know, the harmonic pattern, you know, it's one of the things I teach here on the live stream at a low level. You know, I know, you know, we don't necessarily have well, I know that, you know, most of those who would come for this, for our live stream might be new traders. So I don't want to complicate issues by having to start drawing it and they're having more complex questions. So we'll just focus on, you know, the basic analysis and, you know, let my mentees and VIP members, you know, be the ones to have the headache of trying to understand how to draw or figure out the harmonic patterns. So I'll have some music in the background and I'll come back, guys, and we'll see if we can find any more trades, you know, to get into. As a matter of fact, let's just see. I tend to love, what do you call it now? You can see indicators everywhere. So, whoa, lots of indicators. Oh yes, I do trade with indicators, guys. And I do also trade price action. Where is it? Where is it? What we're looking at? We're looking at pound CHF. Come on now. Don't run away from me. So we've got one trade. Let's see. We're looking for another trade and we will call it a day. Rightio. Rightio, rightio, rightio. You know, again, you know, be very careful this, you know, this week, guys, because of all the news coming out from the States, all the news events. You want to be very careful. All right, let's play some music. So well done, guys, for hanging in there. Right here. Let's just draw up on the harmonic pattern here. Right. So we'll be looking for one more trade setup. One more trade setup. Okay. Right. Let's just find it. I mean, because we've been here for 1 hour, I don't want to keep you for too long. Let's see if we can find another trade to get into straight away. Right, yo. Let's use the 15-minute time frame. Right. This is Euro USD. You know what? Let's avoid the USD pairs first. Maybe they shouldn't be top of the list. They shouldn't be priority. Let's try Euro JPY, a higher time frame. The 4 hour. Right here, this is Euro JPY. Okay. CAD JPY. Okay. Now, GJ. Now, I mean, the thing is, we've entered a pound pair. I usually don't like trading correlated pairs. And by correlated pairs, I basically mean getting into trades that have the same currency. You know, like if we're already in pound CHF and we then enter another trade on with pound, as in pound JPY, that would be correlated pairs, which means if anything goes wrong, it goes wrong with the pound pair that moves it in the opposite direction to our trade, it will affect both trades negatively. So, you know, for that reason, I would not so much be jumping in this one. Even though I believe it's going to move up slightly before continuing down. Let's see. I think it's going to move up still for today. I mean, I would say just make note of it. Just make note. I mean, if you are taking my trades anyway, you know, as opposed to taking this one as well, I'll say just to make note of it and see if it does go up, like I said, it would. You know, I believe it will go up at least by another 20 pips. I know if you don't take the trade and it does go up, like I said, you're going to be kicking yourself and saying, Francis made me miss a good trade. What do I do with Francis? So I believe this is going to go up a bit higher by about 20 pips or so. You know, that would not have been the best place. This is not the best place to enter. The best place to have entered this trade, you know, could have been one about here or thereabout. You know, so we are about 17 pips late. You know, I would not be jumping in, you know, this trade just yet. You can see, you know, why do I say, why am I targeting there? Let's just see. I mean, again, like I've been saying, it's been some good teaching this morning, guys. You can see where there was some bump in the road earlier, you know, in the past. So I believe it's going to break above here. It might go down, but eventually I believe it's going to break above. Then it would come to this area. So if you enter now, you know, that's the 20 pips or thereabout that I believe we would still get for today, but I'm not going to be taking this trade. You know, so let's look for a non-pound pair to trade. Let's look for a non-pound pair to trade. Yes, Aussie JPY. I've been watching Aussie JPY as well. I've been watching Aussie JPY as well. Aussie JPY is, I spotted a harmonic pattern on Aussie JPY. I spotted a harmonic pattern on Aussie JPY, which I'll be drawing it up, guys. I'll draw it up and post it in the Telegram group. I just don't want to start doing it here now, because of time, but it's a bullish harmonic pattern as well. I'll post it in the Telegram group. Now, for those who've just joined the Telegram group, let me post, because the Telegram group you've joined now is the one where we can have conversations and chats and all that. But our free signals group, I would also post there so you can join the free. The free signals group, it's just for signals only and trade management. It's only the admins that are able to post there. So it basically means that there will be no clutter in there, and you can find the trades easily. So that's the link for the free signals group. I've just posted it in the Telegram group. So join the Telegram group and you'll be able to join all our, well, not all our Telegrams group, but the free signals group. Okay, so I am looking to buy on this one. Obviously, I'll be looking for a pullback. It's already about 50 pips from where I would have wanted to enter. Right about there. Okay, about 36 pips from where I would have wanted to enter for a buy. But that's fine. That's fine. I'll still draw it up anyway in the Telegram group, so that you can basically, know where I'm having my stop loss and all that. We are going to be targeting here. We're going to be targeting there. That's what we're targeting. We're going to be targeting there. Let me see. Yeah, ideally it would have been a 2-to-1. Let me see. Well, not quite 2-to-1. Right about here is where we would have wanted to enter. There's a stop loss. So from here to here, let's just make it 40. Oh, 1 to 3. That's good. But I would not be deciding to jump in just yet. I would do the rest of the decision after this and post a signal and obviously let you know when I'm getting in. But the way it is. What I do when it comes to the signals. I usually tell you where I'm getting in and getting out, either by putting specific numbers there, prices, or I will draw a position box. A position box is similar to this. And that's, where is it? Where is my position box? Okay, so this is the position box. Let me take this. What's going on here? So this is the position box. This is where you usually get in, head in the direction of the green box, and the one below is the stop loss. So like this trade, for instance, the entry was here. The stop loss here, this bottom bit, and that's the direction to go. So that's for pound JPY. For pound CAD, the entry would have been here at D. You know, we have X, A, B, C, D. The entry is always at D. You know, going down. I mean, this one is still going down, even though it's pulling back. So what we're going to be doing is basically, I'll be drawing it up and posting it. You can obviously see the figures there. You can see the top there. Just trace it to the end. You can see where the stop loss will be. If you enter here, you can see where the entry is. So that's what we're going to do. So I'll be posting that later on, guys, and we will take it from there. But in the meantime, let's just find one more trade if we can, and see if we can finish well today in profits. Okay, so with this harmonic pattern, which I'll be drawing up, Aussie dollar JPY, this would have been the best entry. If you still want to enter here, I mean, it's pulling back for us now, so that's a good thing. So, I mean, I would still maintain this as the stop loss though. You know, if you enter here, the stop loss would be 60, you know, take profit about 90 or so, which is just better than 1 to 1, like 1 to 1.5. You know, I usually prefer, when trading harmonic patterns, to go with at least 1 to 2. You know, so that's why I'll be waiting for a pullback. We might not get that pullback. Otherwise, what you want to do, even if you were to get in now, you have your stop loss just below here. You know, about 40-something pips. Let me mark this up. Let's mark this up. About 50 pips, you know, for 90. Guys, I would say be patient. I mean, this is not harmonic patterns will give you other opportunities. It will usually give you a second, sometimes a third opportunity. Don't be surprised if this comes all the way here, maybe by today or tomorrow or lower. Even if it drops by 17 pips more, then obviously I will jump in. If it comes back maybe to, you know, where this candle opened, I'll be looking to jump in again. Okay, so let's carry on. Let's just carry on finding more trades. This is another potential setup, guys. You know, you don't joke with the harmonic patterns that I post. The harmonic patterns that I post are fire. If you won't praise me today, I'll praise myself. The 4 harmonic patterns we posted last week gave at least 90 pips each. That's 90 times 3, guys. You do the math. You know, so I would basically say, you know, when I post harmonic patterns, you know, try as much as possible to follow it closely. You just might get some good pips from there. Okay, so let's check for more trades. I'm just wanting trades we can get into again straight away, so that at least we leave here with at least 2 trades today. 2 trades today. So that's euro pound. We're already in a pound trade, so I'm not taking another pound. This is CHF JPY. We're in the CHF trade already. You see, when you don't trade correlated pairs, you could say, oh, it's a bit limiting. But guess what, guys? There are some traders who trade just one pair. They focus on either GJ or pound USD. So it just depends on, you know, your strategy and all that. You know, yes, I know a guy who trades just pound USD and he's doing well. You know, he can tell you anytime what price, even when it's just woken up, he can tell you what price points pound USD was the day before. Okay, let's try this. Euro card. EuroCAD is pushing up, it seems. Our indicator tells us to buy there. That's the daily time frame. Let's zoom out. Okay, I mean, this one looks like it wants to move some more. You pull out some trend lines. Okay, it broke this trend line. That's going to be one of the other obstacles in the way. So this could move, but I'm not going to, this would have been for a medium to long-term trade, but I'm looking for day trades here, guys, this morning. In the past, we've spent time looking for medium to long-term trades, but I'm looking for day trades today. I'm looking for day trades today, guys. So let's focus on that. And when looking for day trades, really, one of the tips I could give you is look for pairs that have a good enough ADR, average daily range. I mean, if you're wanting to day trade, you don't want to be looking for trades that only move like 35 pips in a day. What's that to me if I'm day trading? Whereas if you are swing trading, guess what? Even if you got in somewhere here, you could have gotten about 240 pips as a swing trader. But day trading, you want to look for the pair that is going to give you enough pips for the day. So CAD JPY is not one for me for day trading. So let's move on. New Zealand dollar JPY. New Zealand dollar JPY. Let's see. Right. Okay, let's move on. Now, guys, I mean, the thing is, you might find that, I mean, this is, what's it called? This is, this broker is IC Market. You might find that, with your broker, it might look slightly different. I suppose that is why, we tend to use TradingView, because TradingView, we are all seeing the same thing across board. but if we're using different brokers, you would see things, looking slightly different sometimes. So if yours is looking different, know that it's because it's a different broker. But generally speaking, it shouldn't look much different. Really, it shouldn't look much different. Okay. Look at that massive bearish candle. That was from last night's news. Last night's Aussie news. And guess what's happening now, guys? We are basically, going back, filling that candle. It's moving up. This pair moves like I don't know what, pound Aussie dollar. I mean, if you check the average daily range, you see it's usually about 100 or so, maybe 120. It usually moves by an average of 100, 120 per day. The week ended up closing bullish on this one, bearish yesterday. So what's going to happen today? It's coming up against this area. It's coming up against some kind of resistance there. So I believe this might, hit somewhere around here and then drop. If it breaks above, then obviously that shows the strength. That will show the strength. Really, the way I'll be looking to do, I'll definitely watch this. I mean, the way I'll be looking to trade this, let me just mark it up. I mean, the pairs I'm marking up now, I'm going to definitely watch. So that area, let me make this blue. That area is an area to watch. Is it going to reject it? I mean, again, if we see, it's been very bullish. This is the daily time frame again. It's been very bullish. There's no sign of it, relenting just yet. So we want to be sure, before we get in for a sell, that, it's going to be pulling back. If anything, I believe it's just going to pull back like it did yesterday. From yesterday's news alone, we see there was that massive drop. Now we have this this area that has to be broken. If it breaks and closes above it, then that could be the end of that pullback. Obviously, the reason why I'm looking at it is just to see if it's something one can trade today. If it rejects this area, definitely is going to carry on down. So anyway, I'll leave this like this, and we'll keep an eye on it for the coming days. We want to be able to trade some of these pairs. If you have a session like this, you don't just walk away. You basically, keep on watching the pairs you had your eye on, so that you can also get into them when it's ripe enough for the taking. Okay, so a few more minutes. We've ended up doing almost 2 hours, guys, but that's fine. It's all well. It's all good. It's all good. right here. So let's check one or two more pairs and we'll call it a day. One or two more pairs and we'll call it a day, guys. One or two more pairs and we'll call it a day. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can see my screen. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. Okay, for some reason, it seems like my screen has stopped sharing. Just 1 minute, guys. Let me sort this out. Let me know if you can still see my screen on YouTube, guys. Let me know if you can still see my screen or if it's frozen. Can you see my cursor moving? I'm not quite sure what's happened here. Okay, yeah, I think we're back. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Okay, so we will check one or two more. So this is pound card. No, I mean, it's pushed up so high. I would say we need to wait for it to pull back before jumping in this one, if anything. That's pound Aussie rather. And this is pound Canadian dollar. New Zealand card, New Zealand CHF. No, I'm not seeing anything else I do like, guys. I mean, again, okay, fine. This one. Again, we would have to continue over on Telegram. You know, whatever I find today, I would post and we will take it from there. Now, you know, with regards to the trade, you know, we got into, which is this one. Let's close this one. You know, this is the trade we got into. Pound CHF. Pound CHF. Just note that going in having a drawdown in trades is part of the game. Having a drawdown is part. So we got in here, which means we are currently like 7 pips or so drawdown. That's nothing, you know, considering that our stop loss is here. The stop loss is like 80 pips away. So the 7 pip drawdown is nothing. You know, we still have our trend line here. You see the trend line I drew. We still have our trend line there, you know, which gives us an idea of when to come out of the trade. I mean, I was listening to somebody the other day and they were saying that, you know, you don't use trend line, you know, well, for confluence. Well, however you interpret that, I don't know. But, you know, we know the break of, if you use your trend line properly, the break of trend lines, you know, tells you there could be a reversal going on, you know. So just to note that, and we will leave it here today, guys. You know, we're back again next week Tuesday by God's. Well, actually next week Tuesday, you know, I won't be here on Tuesday. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably do a Monday. I'll probably do a Monday next week, but we'll see. I mean, I would update you in the Telegram chat, in the Telegram channel, and we'll take it from there. So, all well, guys. You know what? Let's just finish off with the harmonic patterns. In the on trading view. So that you know what I'm trading. When I'm posting results on the Telegram chat, I don't want you to come back thinking or saying, where did you get that from? No, we don't want that. Before we go, again, I did say I would spell out more, I'll give you more information as to how to, become a lifetime member of Generational Wealth at a discount, guys, at a discount. One of the things you would get is this indicator, which we call Precision Trader, because it does give you some good results. I advise you trade it mainly on the 1 hour. You can do it on the 15. Well, after you've mastered, the higher time frame, and you can see the result is smashing. This is New Zealand dollar CHF. Just to give you an example, let's just go back in time and see what would have happened. You can see they are there. They've not moved. If you come back in 2 years' time, the balls will still be here, the white and the blue balls, because it does not repaint. Okay, so here, for instance, like I also told you, even when the balls paint on the chart, you don't have to necessarily jump in. I'll give you the rules and the guidelines. They are rule-based. A few rules to follow, what to look out for. You would know not to take some trades. Like this one, for instance, if you are taking this one, perhaps you would have gotten, 8 pips, but 8 pips is not much, is it? So looking at this, I would not have taken this one. I would not have taken this one. This is a good one to have taken. I mean, for those who understand price action, I'm sure you can even see what to take and what not to take. But if you don't understand or know how to trade price action, then an indicator is the next best thing. This one, for instance, if you had entered here, it gave you some 20 pips. If you didn't come out, if you stayed in, it went against you by 17 pips. That is nothing. And then it went on and delivered about 49 pips. So this is what it is. I mean, there are different settings for trading the Precision Trader. There are some settings that would have also given you a trade, a buy signal here, but I've chosen this setting because it is the safer option, because you would have gotten a buy signal somewhere around here to have given you all that. But like I said, there are different settings. This one, for instance, there were a lot of buys, multiple buys. Multiple sells. The blue is the sell. You can see here, if you had entered this, that would have not been the best trade to take. But even as you have lots of signals here telling you to sell, that is most likely what you would do. So 36 pips there. If you stayed in the trade, it went against you by 8 pips, but it then went and delivered over 80 pips. Guys, you don't joke with this indicator. If you want to have access to it, just reach out to me. It's going to be for my members only. But I now have a lifetime membership, which I didn't have. I've always decided not to go with that. There's been so much pressure, guys. So many people asking for lifetime membership. I said, okay, fine. I'll give you a lifetime membership. I'll give you the details later. I'll post it in the Telegram group. If you enter this one, you would have gotten 19 pips. If you stayed in, it went against you. You would have, been okay anyway. You would have been okay because your stop loss would have been somewhere there or even there. It came and gave 30 pips. You can see most of the trades are just winning trades. You see the signal here for a buy, 90 pips, and so on. If you got in here, a bit of a pullback. Get used to pullback, guys. I say that all the time. Do your analysis, mark up where you would have your take profits points and your stop loss. And, if the price does not hit your stop loss, most of the time, you don't need to go. You don't need to come out of that trade. just give the room, the market room to move or breathe. If you enter for a sell here, went against you by 23 pips, but it went on and delivered a lot more, even more. I could be here all day showing you different pairs. You can trade it with all instruments. You know, we can trade it with foreign currency or FX or currencies, really. You can trade it with stocks. You can trade indices. You name it. It's a super duper, you know, super duper 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 indicator. Anyway, the discount is going to be for a while, so reach out to me on Telegram and I'll tell you how much it is. But I'll be posting the details today with a short video maybe. Okay, guys, let's leave it here today and have a nice trading week. See you again, hopefully next week. I'll let you know if I'm going to be able to do next week. Otherwise, it will be the week after. Okay, now, God bless.